Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And welcome back. Welcome to the studio once again. How are you all today? How is everybody? Is everyone okay? Is Gusty the dog sleeping next to Margot the cat? Good. Is your coffee by your side? Is there a biscuit next to your coffee? Yes? Yes? Great. Well then, if you're all ready, then let's make a start, shall we? Now, today we're going to start with a look at the definite article again. Do you remember the definite article? Yes, of course you do. My chickens of the forest don't forget things so easily, do they? No! And as for the gods of English, well, it would be insulting to suggest that gods of English forget things like the definite article, wouldn't it? Okay, so we all know that we have indefinite articles, a and an, and we use these to mean one. It's not one camel, it's a camel. I don't ask for one avocado salad, I ask for an avocado salad. Okay, now we also learned that we never use the indefinite article with plural and uncountable nouns. It's just not logical. Now, another thing we have to be careful of when we're using the indefinite article is whether we use a or an. The basic rule that we all know is that the word begins with a consonant, we use a. And if the word begins with a vowel, we use an. Okay, but this rule is only partially correct. Most of the time it works, but choosing a or an with a word depends more on the sound of the word, not the spelling. If we take a Member of Parliament, for example, when we abbreviate it to MP, then the indefinite article changes from a to an. A Member of Parliament, an Member of Parliament. An MP, a MP. Okay, so we remember that we have to check the sound of the word to really know if we should use a or an. Okay, now what do you remember about the definite article? Well, for one thing, I'm sure that you remember that we use the definite article, the, when everyone knows what we're talking about. If there are 4 windows in a room and I ask you to open a window, then we don't know which window I'd like you to open. It could be window A, window B, window C, or window D. But if there's only one window in the room, then I won't ask you to open a window. I'll ask you to open the window. There is only one, so that must be the window I'm talking about. We all know which window. When we start telling someone something, it's quite possible that we use the indefinite article. The person we're speaking to doesn't know what we're talking about. But as we continue to tell them things, we switch to using the definite article because now they know what we're talking about. She's got 3 children, a boy and 2 girls. The son is at university, but the girls are still at school. So, do you see? In that sentence, when I started telling you about the children, I used the indefinite article. But when I continued telling you about where the children were studying, I used the definite article because now it's clear who I'm talking about. We also use the definite article with things that are unique, when there is only one of them. for example. But this is easy to remember because if we're talking about something being unique, then we use a superlative adjective. If something is unique, then it's in a class of its own. And that means that it's the longest, or the shortest, or the fattest, or the largest, or the biggest, or something else. But when we make the superlative form of an adjective, we remember that for short adjectives, the form is the plus adjective plus est, for example. Okay. We also remember that there are other spelling rules that we have to pay attention to as well. If the adjective ends in vowel plus consonant, then we double the last letter when we add the ending. If the adjective ends in e, then we obviously don't add est to the end of the adjective. If the adjective ends in e, then we don't add est to the end, we just add st. Also, if the adjective ends in y, then we drop the y and add iest. When we want to make a superlative from a longer adjective, we don't add anything to the end of the base adjective, but we put the most in front of the base adjective. And let's not forget, there are a couple of irregular adjectives where the comparative and superlative forms are irregular. Okay, we also know that we can use the definite article with countable nouns, uncountable nouns, and plural nouns. The ocean, the oceans, the water. Okay. Now, we saw all of that a couple of weeks ago, in week 19, I think. But now we're going to have another look at the definite article and where we use it. Are you ready? Good. Come in. Come in. Come into my little world. Now, we know that we use the when it's clear what we mean. What's the name of this song? This song only has one name. What's the time? The time now. There is only one possibility. I live near the city centre. The city has only got one centre. We also say the same, not same. We live in the same country, and the same city, and the same street, and the same house. Are these two shirts different? No. They're the same. We say the sun and the moon and the earth. There is only one. We say the country. I don't live in the city. I live in the country. We say the police, the army, the navy, the air force, because they are the police, the army, the navy, and the air force of a specific city or town or village or country. My father was in the police. My friend Tonino is in the army. My friend Milan is in the navy. My friend Pishti used to be in the air force. And if you think back, a long way back to week 9, then you might remember that we use the definite article with the top, the bottom, the middle, the start, the end, the left, and the right. Write your name at the top of the page. Sign your name on the dotted line at the bottom of the page. The table is in the middle of the kitchen. There is a dramatic explosion at the start of the film. Our house is at the end of the street. In Britain, people drive on the left. In Hungary, people drive on the right. We also use the when we're talking about people playing musical instruments. Jimi Hendrix played the guitar before he died. Mozart didn't play the electric guitar. I know that. I can't believe that you think that I don't know that. And we use the definite article when we talk about the radio. I listen to the radio every morning. There was an interesting guest on the radio yesterday evening. I learnt a lot about armadillos. Now, we use these words with the, but there are also words that we do not use with the. For example, we use the with radio. Listen to the radio to hear the latest swinging, hip pop songs that the younger generation enjoy. But we don't use the with television. I listen to the news on the radio every morning. I watch the news on television every morning. What time is that armadillo man on the radio this evening? What time is that bizarre Turkish soap opera on television? But we do sometimes use the with television when we all know which television we're talking about. Can you turn the television off when you go to bed? Here, we're using the definite article because we're talking about the television in the room. There is only one. We're talking about the television in the room which is on now. We're not talking about television in general. Another place where we don't use the definite article is with meals. We say breakfast, lunch and dinner, not the breakfast, the lunch and the dinner. What did you have for the breakfast this morning? What did you have for breakfast this morning? I had a boiled pig and 3 grilled armadillos for the breakfast this morning. I had 3 roast crocodile feet and a kilogram of boiled armadillo toes for breakfast this morning. The dinner's ready. Everybody come and eat while the armadillo sweetbreads are hot. Dinner's ready. Everybody come and eat while the armadillo sweetbreads are hot. And finally, one very important area where we don't use the definite article, with next and last week, month, year and season. Alfredo's not working the next week. Alfredo's not working next week. I'll see you the next time. I'll see you next time. We didn't have a holiday the last summer. We didn't have a holiday last summer. Boja Geza went skiing the last winter. Boja Geza went skiing last winter. All right, so there are a few examples of where we do and don't use the definite article. But now, well, we'll have to wait until tomorrow to practice using it because we've run out of time. Yes, it's true, my chickens of the forest. We've run out of time. The lesson has reached its conclusion. The sands of time have run out for us today. Old Father Time has called time on our lesson for today. We're out of time. Our 15 minutes is up. So, I'll see you all next lesson. I won't see you the next lesson. I'll see you next lesson. Okay, now you all know what to do if you feel the need for more English, don't you? That's right. Head on over to the internet. Look for www.m5tv.hu. That's the M5 internet site. And that's where you can find all of our old lessons and all the vocabulary from our lessons to date. So, if you want to revisit something we studied in the past, it's all there, sitting on a cloud in the internet somewhere, waiting for you to revisit. Okay, that's all from me and all from the crew. Have fun and make sure that you enjoy yourselves. That's the most important thing. Have fun. See you later. Bye.